Very it. I like to start mellow. Like to start with flow rolling, back escape situations. I like to get a really good warm up and then pick it up later in practice. So my practice starts like this. Like I'm playful, and then I'm picking it up, and then all of a sudden I'm going more intense. And the last few rounds I'm going really I'm going rough. Not rough, not injuring anybody, but more intense. I'm really going for that double. It's all about how warmed up I am. The more warmed up I am, and you'll learn this, you'll get wise as you train for many, many years. And I've been training consistently for many, many years. I haven't taken many long time off. Like recently I traveled like back to back, and I hadn't trained for like 6 or 7 days in a row. At one point I went through like a 2 weeks of not training, or very little training I should say, and that was huge for me. I had not taken 2 weeks off in forever, and I can't even say I took 2 weeks off. I still, like when I had the pink eye, I suffered from pink eye. I did very little training when I had pink eye. I was doing research and it was saying like your body needs to rest, your immune system needs to rest. Like training will make the pink eye last longer. At least that's what the consensus was from all the reading I had done. And I wanted that pink eye to go away. I really suffered. I was really depressed when I had pink eye. Like, not depressed, but I was really like itching to start going back to my routine. And I trained very little in that 2 weeks. And that was huge for me because I'm always training. And I'm not training, obviously, I'm not training to compete. I'm training because I love to train. That's part of my daily routine. I'm in the gym. Why shouldn't I train? I'm here for hours and hours on end. And it's actually, it's my favorite, it's my hobby as well. It's my profession and my hobby. So listen, after many years of training, I got to try different formulas. In my opinion, when I roll with people I know, or somebody lower level than me, so I can control the pace. I warm up really, really good, and then I'll take on a black belt, and then I'll take on a guy who's been wrestling his whole life, and then I'll have a really nice, fun match where it's intense. Sometimes I have judo masters that come in. Sometimes a guy who's been from Iran, he's a great wrestler, or this guy, he's got competitive fights in jiu-jitsu. He's a world champion in jiu-jitsu. I have lots of traffic coming in Tristar. This guy's an MMA pro. He's a top 10 in UFC. I'll roll with him, but I like to get really, really warmed up before I do a match like that. Why? Because the more warmed up I am, the less sore I'm going to be the next day and less chance I get injured. So that's, to answer your question, intensity, you should go how you feel. Most of your training should be 80%. Once in a while, kick it up to 95. Once in a while. Who would win between Andy Ruiz and Ngannou? Look, I think Ngannou could knock him out in the first 3, but after that, he's going to run out of juice. It'll be a toss-up. It'll be a tough one. But I would pick Andy Ruiz just because he'd be wise enough to go to the body and take it in later rounds, and he'd probably beat Ngannou. Ngannou's not trained for boxing, even though I think he should train for boxing because there's a lot of money to be made, both in MMA and in boxing. If I had Ngannou's power, I would do boxing and MMA. I would cross over. I would negotiate with UFC, and I would tell them, look, I'm going to convert those boxing fans for you. Now, I wouldn't go fight Andy Ruiz on my first fight. I wouldn't. I'd want to get built up, and I'd want to do a mega fight. If I had Ngannou's power, I would plan to be the heavyweight UFC world champion and the heavyweight world boxing world champion. That would be my goal. If I was blessed with that power, I would venture to do both. Be sure to check out my instructional on the dynamic butterfly guard. In this instructional, I review how to recognize the positive and negative side, which is the initial side you always want to sweep on. Common counters to your opponent's reactions. To common reactions you'll see when you use these butterfly guard attacks. I also show in this video how to use the power slide and power stack to generate a tremendous amount of force to launch your opponent in the air when you are in the butterfly guard. I also cover very key important follow-up guards that connect very well with the butterfly guard. Make sure to pick up this DVD if you want to increase your bottom game. The butterfly guard is a key ingredient to a bottom game player, and make sure you tune in and check it out.